last week, I did some rust repair work in a couple of trunks that had pitting, some severe pitting, and little rust holes. And I want to show you right now, before I peel this mat back, I want to show you what this looked like a week ago. Okay, be careful. It's just going to kind of roll the mat. Oh, my word. Look at that. And it doesn't get any better when we roll it back like this. Look at this. We have real rust here, and it's starting to eat into the metal. You know, if you don't treat this and you don't, stop the rust, eventually we're going to see holes in here. This area under this wire bundle has me really worried. Look at how deep and heavy that rust is. I'm concerned we start digging into this. We're going to punch through the steel, and we're going to have to remove these plates here. That's kind of an insulation. You can see how much water was trapped in here over time that caused this much rust. So we're going to get the wire out, and we're going to check this out, make sure we have solid metal here. I'm going to cross my fingers. Now, I'm going to peel this back, and you will not believe the difference. Now, that was all done using a combination of thin fiberglass cloth and Miracle Paint, with quite a bit of sanding, by the way. I'm going to just lightly sand this, kind of knock down those edges. Look at that. Now, I'm breaking through the metal right there. If I did this 3 or 4 more times and sanded between coats, you would never know that this has been repaired. This wasn't the only challenge I had. Let me take you over to the other car now. You're looking inside the trunk of a W123 300D Mercedes, and this is a very common rust area under these panels. Right in here, there's a drain that gets plugged up, and you get a lot of rust. Take a look at this. I pulled the plastic liner out to do some work on the sunroof motor and replace the antenna, and I'm looking down there thinking, hey, that doesn't look too bad. But I thought, oh, let's poke around. Sure enough, I started poking around, and we had rust holes in this area. So once again, Miracle Paint and thin fiberglass cloth came to the rescue, because if you tried to cut all this out and re-weld it, you'd have a huge job and a huge mess to deal with. Just yesterday, I decided, hey, I need to come up with a kit. What I'm going to call the small hole and heavy pit area rust repair kit, and offer it to you if you have any kind of problems with your old bends in these same areas. Let me explain what I'm including in that kit now. You will receive a pint of Miracle Paint, and you'll get 3 plastic bags. And I know, Kent, what's the bags for? Well, this is what the bags are for. Here's a can we recently used on one of the cars. If you take the lid off and get even a couple of drops of Miracle Paint in the lid groove, you put the lid back on, wait a week or so, you never get the lid off. You have to destroy the can. So anytime you put the lid back on, you're going to use plastic. And that's what these plastic bags are for. You can just take and rip them in half. Just use one piece like this. And when you go to put the lid back on, just set that in place and then push the lid down hard. Be careful, don't hammer on the lid, because then you'll collapse the can. And you noticed I had this brush here in my hand. We give you 3 1-inch brushes and 3 acid brushes for applying the Miracle Paint, because you cannot reuse these brushes. Even if you try to clean them out, they will harden up. This was used 2 days ago. In a week, you won't even be able to bend this. It'll get so hard. That's why we put these brushes in. You've heard me tell you time and time again, never use Miracle Paint without using gloves. If it gets on your skin and dries, it'll stay there for a very long time. So you're going to get a pack of 3 nitrile gloves. And then it's the special fiberglass that makes the kit so unique. You're going to get 2 pieces. One piece is a foot square, another piece is almost 2 feet square. You have what I call medium thin fiberglass cloth, which is 1.5 ounce. And this is fairly easy to handle and fairly easy to cut. And you will use this to put multiple pieces over holes, small holes, to cover and strengthen the area. Now the real thin stuff, the 0.75 ounce, is for laying up over pitted steel to try to smooth the area out. And you can see how thin this is. It's even a little tricky to cut because it wants to shred. But I do recommend, as you'll see in my training videos which come with this kit, I'm going to show you how to make paper patterns first, use the paper patterns to make progressively larger pieces for covering up holes in particular. But you cannot believe, and you'll get to see this in my videos, how applying this cloth right here, this super thin 0.75 ounce, is amazing when it covers up pitted steel, and you can totally hide it. So that's the kit. You'll receive a couple of videos on a couple cars that I did using these products, and I guarantee you'll be amazed at the results if you try this on your own old Benz.